Thank you for hanging out with us here tonight. We're getting all the social media outlets possible on this thing here, so be a little bit patient with me. We're going to talk about, of course, the storm threat tonight for everybody, but there are some areas that'll have a higher chance of other things than other things. So, just my main concern is to try and let you know what's going on here before it gets started so that we don't have a problem overnight. All right. So it's just a little bit after 7:30, and I think we've got everything ready to go here. I just wanted to tell you that tonight's storm coming from the west, it's already started in Chicago, I'll show you, is likely to be stronger than most of the kind of spring storms we get through here. And what you see on the screen is part of the reason, not the entire reason, but look at the temperature spread. It's 37 in Port Sanilac, it's 70 in Monroe, and in between there, lots of 40s and 50s. Still almost 70 in Adrian. We hit a high today, a record high of 75 in Detroit. I talked yesterday about this cold air coming down from the north and making it cooler. That didn't get to Detroit, but now it's through the city and continues to push south. It is pushing down slowly. The more the cold air comes in, the more stabilizing that is for us. Not just because it's at the surface, but it makes the rest of the rest of the atmosphere stable as well. So I want you to know that this will likely push farther south as we go along, and then it'll start to move back to the north, and that whole agitation in temperatures, part of the reason why, again, this storm is going to be so strong. So a wider view showing the same kind of thing, where the storm is centered out west, out by Davenport. You see it's 49 on the backside, Springfield is 80, it's 39 in Chicago. So there's just lots of extra energy put into this storm because of that aspect. There's also lots of mid-level and upper-level energy coming with the storm, and it will feed along that line that you can see where the blue and the purple are close to the yellow and the orange. So it feeds into Chicago, what it's doing now, and then it feeds into southwest Michigan, which we'll do as we get started late this evening, and then it feeds through here in the overnight. Again, the farther north you are, the deeper you are in the cold air, that's going to help out. And so it looks like as we go along, you're probably going to have less action up around I-69 and north than we will in the metro, and the strongest storms could be in the southern counties. So let's talk about how this could work in terms of timing, and then what our risks are here as we go along. I will answer questions as we go. People are getting in here now and saying hi, all that kind of thing. We'll talk about all the general area here. I know a lot of people want to say, what about my town? What about my town? But I'm going to give you a look close up what's going on here locally. And so that'll hopefully answer a lot of those questions. In terms of what timing is. The watch that's out by Grand Rapids, that yellow box, is a severe thunderstorm watch, and that goes until 1 o'clock our time. So you see some storms already out over the central part of the lake growing. They are going to move from west to east. Here's another loop there as you watch. Development first just southwest of Chicago. Those storms are severe. There's actually a tornadic storm moving east now, well south of Chicago. And then you see the development over the lake as well. So this is all happening, changing very, very quickly. It'll start out there and then again feed along that temperature change. That's why we call them cold fronts and warm fronts. They are fronts, like the old military term. You're on the front where the battle is going on, the cold air and the battle and the warm air battle, and that makes a lot of disruptions and discontinuities in the atmosphere, gets things lifted up. So here's a look at Futurecast on top of what's going on for our outlook. Green part of the outlook, this is severe weather outlook for overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. Green is a marginal where it's a possibility to have some severe weather. Yellow is slight where you get some scattered action. And you say, well, that's not so bad. Look at the bullseye down by South Bend. That's even worse. But the concern is, again, that this is a highly energized storm system, so even if we only get a few around here, they could be quite problematic as we go. All right, so we'll roll this along and stop it at 10 o'clock. There could be some storms in the area. Not exactly sure where they'll be. One or two could be pretty strong. You see right now this particular idea is down farther in Fort Wayne than around here. But here is my main concern with the storm. Look at the development at midnight. See that solid line, Grand Rapids down to South Bend? And then this continues to move west to east. It'll be pretty fast movement, as a matter of fact. I think it's going to move from west to east around 40 to 50 miles an hour. And so that in and of itself creates a problem. Here we are at 2 o'clock in the morning. So if I were to tell you a time in the metro area to be ready for this, it would be 2 o'clock and beyond. So here is 3 o'clock. It is in Flint. It is in Howell. It is down toward Lenawee County as well. Here's 4 o'clock. It's right in the heart of the metro area, including Detroit, back through Ann Arbor, through a good chunk of Oakland and Livingston County. And then by 5 o'clock, it is trying to exit, but still a problem here, and then finally scooting out at around 6 o'clock or so, mostly. Now notice the southern part of the line hangs on longer, and so we get into the rush hour. There still could be some heavy rain, especially Detroit to the south. Here's 7 o'clock in the morning. So the concern is it is very widespread, and again, more energized than usual. So with that opportunity to get hit, we got to talk about what the problems could be. Let's see here. White Lake, it got colder. Yeah, that's that strong contrast in the temperatures, that front moving south. And again, as far south as we can get it would be good. When the center of the system comes back through here, it is likely to lift the warmth back up. So that's why we'd like to get it back down as far south as possible before the system comes in. All right, here, look at all the threats around here. In stronger storms, we usually get all four things: hail, wind, flooding, and the chance for tornadoes. I will tell you, though, the chance for tornadoes in some areas is higher overnight tonight than usual. So I put it up there in the moderate so you're aware of that. And if we get a tornado, especially in our southern counties, then they have the chance to be stronger than normal. Lots of times we get EF0s, EF1s. They're the first and the lowest, weakest, I don't want to say weak tornado, but they're the lowest intensity tornadoes. Lots of times in this kind of situation, we have the opportunity to get some stronger tornadoes if we do get one. So keep that in mind. The highest damaging winds, or high winds, damaging winds, is still the most likely issue with these storms to come through. Winds could gust to 60, maybe 70 miles an hour. That causes damage. That would be a severe thunderstorm warning. Hail could be around an inch in Detroit, and then up to 2 inches on the west side, west of US 23 especially, and I'll show you why in a second. And then flooding could be a problem for everybody into tomorrow morning and then through tomorrow morning, especially on the south side. All right, so let's look at these individually. So the tornado threat, especially after that 2 o'clock or around 2 o'clock and later tonight. The green area, that's around Ann Arbor, just south of Detroit, downriver, so around the metro airport, that's 2% chance, 5% in the brown, 10% in the yellow. So what you get from that is the farther south and southwest you are, the higher chances to have a tornado. It does not mean, even though it's not on the graphic, it does not mean you can't have a tornado in Livingston or Oakland or Lapeer or Sanilac County. But the likelihood increases as you go farther and farther southwest. The hash marks are telling you that storm, again, a tornado, if you got one, could be stronger than normal, maybe up to an EF2, which we don't get a lot of around here, but sometimes we do. So that's the idea of this concentration, not necessarily only in the south, but more likely in the south for a tornado than anywhere else. This is the hail threat. The brown area says it's 5% chance that you get some hail, and that could be up to an inch. The yellow area is triple that, up to 15%, and the hash marks, again, out around US 23 and farther west, that means hail could be 2 inches or more. So with this extra energy in this system, from information coming from the Storm Prediction Center out in Oklahoma, all they do is watch storms, and they're very good at it. They're talking about if you get a tornado, it could be much more energized, faster, stronger winds. If you get hail, it could be bigger than normal, and especially as you see here on our west side. If you look at wind damage concerns, the threat of damaging wind, it doesn't have the hash marks. So the energy is more about the hail and the tornado opportunities to be greater than normal. The wind threat still is around 60 miles an hour. It is lower as you see north of M59, and then about the same at about a 15% chance to have a wind damage problem for the rest of us here. It doesn't get that extra energy that could go into the hail, into the tornado as well. All right, the last thing we haven't talked about is the flooding concern. Watch as we put the storm the weather up here and the rain coming up. So if we go through this evening, there's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, not much going on. But look what happens after midnight. Really get those thunderstorm chances to increase and run here through the morning. And then if you stop it by mid-afternoon, this is done. But look at the amounts. So if it'd be a lot, it'd be really easy for a lot of us to get an inch. And then around and south of M59, it could be an inch and a half or 2 inches in some cases. So that would cause some issues. The typical kinds of small streams in the neighborhoods, little rivers start to rise, but it's really about the quick change. The interstate filling up if the pumps don't work. Low spots in your neighborhood filling up with water, that kind of thing. Watching the basements, because this would be a lot of water in a fairly short period of time. If you're talking about 2 o'clock to middle of the afternoon, that's a pretty good rain, and most of that would be really intense with that one passing line. Because of that concern, this puts us into what an excessive rainfall outlook, and you notice the yellow area here is a level 2 on a scale of 1 to 4, so it's kind of halfway up. That is also southwest. So if you look at the general idea, the farther south and west you are from Detroit, the higher chances you are to, number one, have severe concerns and problems, and number two, have flooding. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen other spots, but just increasing opportunity as you go to the south and west of the city. All right, I'm going to show you a little flyby forecast here, and you can see again the action coming in here and being a problem overnight. This is the middle of the night. Temperatures will be down in the 30s. Remember, Port Sanilac already is in the 30s, but 38 for a low in Lapeer. That pink, by the way, up to the north, that's icing. There's a winter weather advisory in the tip of the thumb and north of the Saginaw Valley tonight. So we're talking about severe weather. They're talking about icing sliding around tomorrow morning's commute, and we're talking about whether or not you can get where you want to go with the flooding rain. So 48 for low in Detroit, 56 though in Adrian. Again, look at the strong contrast, 33 in Port Sanilac, 56 in Adrian. So that's what's helped fueling the storm. Those are the overnight lows. We'll get rounds of storms. My main concern, though, is the main line that comes through after 2 a.m., moving west to east around 40 to 50 miles an hour. Let's see here. Then tomorrow, again, the strong contrast, 62 in Adrian, 64 in Monroe, 59 in Detroit, and Port Sanilac is up to 43. Someone's talking about the Dexter tornado in 2012. That was an EF3. That was up around 150 miles an hour. The EF3 last Friday out in the southwest was 160. Don't know that we would get that strong. You can't tell exactly how these things work out. But if you went through that one, I can understand why this is making you a little nervous here. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to let you know that the timing of this stronger than usual storm is overnight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be here all night, and then Mike Taylor will come in early, and he'll be here for the rest of the night, and we'll keep you on track of what's going on social media with posts, on our website, WXYZ.com, and of course on air on TV 20 and on Channel 7 as well. So we'll get you covered as many different ways as we can. Again, people asking about different cities, different regions. It's all pretty much the same with the opportunity to get thunderstorms and strong to severe thunderstorms. But as we pointed out, and I'll do it again real quick, some areas are more likely to have a tornado threat than other areas. I'll do that in just a little bit. All right, so look at this. 59 tomorrow, 42 Thursday, in the 40s through Saturday and Sunday. And then we have a high around 30 both Monday and Tuesday. That's pretty wild stuff. That's getting late into March. But I just wanted you to see that, because this spring weather isn't going to last forever. But I just want you to concentrate on the storms tonight. But it's rainy tomorrow for sure, and again the rain could pile up, especially in the morning on the south side. So one more time here, action out to the west is a concern already, and I'll show you the storms here out by Chicago. They're really starting to bloom. Hang on one more second, I'll get that back up for you. See, it'll come up here. There are tornado warnings, there are severe thunderstorm warnings, there are watches. That new watch now in southwest Michigan is a new, click on that real quick and see what's going on. That's probably till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And there you go, till 2 a.m. our time, not necessarily Chicago's time. So let me get that out of the way here for you real quick. So the red area that I just highlighted is a tornado watch that butts up close to our area, comes up to Hillsdale area, and is the same area that got hit on Friday. That's a tornado watch now till 2 a.m. And then north of that, Grand Rapids and south of Kalamazoo, that's a severe thunderstorm watch. That's the difference in the colors there. And that goes till 1 a.m. The point is, it's already started like we thought it would. It's gaining strength, and it's going to move from west to east as the night goes along. And here again is the strong contrast. It'll follow this line, this differentiating line between the 70s and 80s to the south and the 30s and 40s and 50s to the north. Pretty wild stuff. You don't typically see this strong of a contrast in the temperatures. And again, the more cold we get, the better off we will be. In terms of our threats, all in play here, including the chance for tornado, tornado, hail, high winds, flooding. High winds means damaging wind to 60. Flooding could be a problem through tomorrow morning's rush hour, especially if we get an inch or two. It looks like it's pretty likely. Tornado risk is higher than normal. Hail risk is up to 2 inches on the west side of the metro, out by US 23. I guess that's not center of the metro, but US 23 and west has a higher chance to get a 2-inch hail, probably closer to 1-inch hail in Detroit. As the storms leave the really juicy, energized air and move more into the deep, cooler air, like we saw last Friday, that will hopefully help us out. I want to show you one more thing here that'll kind of put the focus on the timing. So here is 10 o'clock, some scattered showers around, could be a stronger storm or two here and there. Can't rule out that it's severe, but it really starts to look like it's after midnight. See the action gathering out here just to the northwest of Livingston County. And then this solid line, this is my main concern. Look at the timing in the upper left-hand corner. This is 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. See the intensity there coming through the metro area. And then that's 6 o'clock, and then some of the heavy rain lasts again to the south a little bit for a while into and through the rush hour. So I just want you to know it's likely to come through here. It's likely to be a problem. We're going to be here all night. If you think about what's going on, maybe it's worth setting an alarm at 2 o'clock. Get up. Get on WXYZ.com. See what's going on. Look at the radar. See what we have the radar up there all the time. See it coming at you. You'll see movement. You'll see intensity. Maybe you want to get up from time to time and check things out. If you have a basement, maybe you want to nap in the basement tonight. That's what I talked to my wife about before I came in this afternoon, that would be a good place. So if you get nervous at all overnight tonight, I'll back this up so you can see some of this intensity again. If you get nervous at all overnight tonight, please take precautions. It's a lot easier to have a crummy night of sleep down in the basement someplace or in the bathroom, cramped up on the floor, and then have a problem and not be ready for it. So that's what I want you to know. Outages, power outages, yes, with the wind field and the size of this line, I would guess we would have power outages because of winds. Hopefully it's more about a wind issue than a tornado issue. But yes, power lines and power issues could certainly be a concern into tomorrow morning. And with the opportunity for a lot of areas to get hit, of course, that might slow down restoration. So, all right, I hope this helped a little bit. We've been on for almost 20 minutes now, and I'll let you go, but I appreciate you tuning in. And we'll see you tonight on TV 20 Detroit at 10. It's probably going on the west side of the state by then, and 11 o'clock on Channel 7. So I appreciate the questions and the comments.